Blair, welcome to the show. Detroit's
Thank
own.
you.
Catch Me If You
Yeah,
Can, the new single available on all
yeah,
platforms.
yeah.
It's an honor to have you here. Alternative rock. You do a lot. You're definitely outside of the box. I read a lot about your
Thank
journey,
you.
so it's
Thank
definitely
you.
it's definitely interesting to have you here. How's everything going?
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and read up on what I'm up to and stuff. Everything's great. Like I said, I'm in New York right now. I had some shows this past week, and I'm also filming. I have a project coming out this fall, so I'm shooting with my crew out here. So just working.
Yeah, this is the drama queen one, the Confessions of a Grown-Up Drama
Yes, this
Queen.
is this is Confessions of a Grown Up Drama Queen. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what can we expect from this EP? What's this going to be about? Because I know you talk a lot about age milestones and kind of ageism a lot in your music.
Yeah. Um, so Confessions, like, thematically is just what you said. It's that that story of coming to age and all the different perspectives essentially of my 20s that I have experienced from all different vantage points, and to couple that with how it will sound sonically. It's different vantage points of rock and alternative music, so it kind of is like this all-encompassing experience, like rooted in this genre, but there's a lot of different colors there, if you will.
Mhm.
But yeah, to say the least, that's what can be expected. A little bit of psychedelic, kind of darker tones, some brighter, more poetic tones that are a little bit more like a diary entry, a little bit softer. It's super important to me to show all sides of a Black woman, because we're always pushed in this box of having to either sound very, bad bitch, or super strong, or super weak, but I want to show how soft we can be too, how delicate we can be, as Black women. So a lot of different themes there as well.
I wanted to talk to you about that because what attracted you to this? 'Cause I know you have roots into the Motown with being from Detroit. So what kind of, especially with rock as well. So what kind of drew you to do this type of music with alternative that's out of the box?
Yeah, so I graduated. I went to Howard for
Hmm.
college. I
Fine
would graduate
arts.
fine arts, yes, sir. So musical theater, what that did was kind of open me up to like a plethora of sounds. Like you name it, we studied it. And musical theater and that construct of being so well versed is great in that aspect. And then being a writer and composer, but graduating, I kind of was like, well, I have all these sounds in my head and I didn't really know where to land. It was just kind of like, this sounds pretty and this sounds pretty. And then so I truly took time of trial and error to find what resonated with me, what works for my voice, what I felt like I was most excited about. And I've released music previously that honestly I wish I could take down, but looking at it from a an adult perspective, I understand that I had to do that to get to where I am now. So on top of that, I grew up, as well as Motown, I grew up listening to a lot of rock and roll. My mom, thankfully, she exposed me to, just like theater, a lot of tones and colors musically. Took me to see Elton John and listen to a lot of Rod Stewart, listen to a lot of Beatles and things like that. So um that was part of it, if you will.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep. Not everyone listens to that into Elton John and the
Yeah,
Beatles. Yeah, you got to have a
I
certain
know.
type of ear. Yeah, that's
I know,
rare.
yeah, man, yeah. So I'm grateful for that exposure, if you will.
Yeah. So is there people in your family that were into the Motown scene as well, or?
Yeah, so my mom was a singer. And I always say that I was brought here to finish the mission, because she kind of gave up right around this time in her life, in her
Hmm.
20s. But her father was a session musician for Motown. He was a blues singer. So he played piano all all his life. My uncle's actually in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We have his trophy at home.
Wow.
Another family member actually played bass for Michael Jackson. So it is in my blood, but it's also in my nature to understand who I am. You know what I mean, and what sounds good to me as well. So it is, ingrained in my family tree, if you will.
Hmm. How much
Mhm.
is Prince an inspiration? Because he was out there in Detroit as well.
Yeah, I think anyone truly, any artist, any legend who has come before me, I think is an inspiration. I think that every single artist that I grew up listening to, from Prince to Michael to the Beatles to Celine Dion to Whitney Houston to R&B queen, like it all, there's always something to pull and learn from a tremendous artist. No, a tremendous artist, even if it's not in your soundscape, even if it's, you know, I'm a rock and alternative artist, but I can learn something listening to, an opera singer, a classical opera singer. Like you can that, I think that's what just is the cool part about this, is you always have to be a student, always trying to like soak up, you know, the brilliance that everyone has to offer.
Hmm. No, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You could tell just by that the music that you've been releasing, just me checking
Thank
it
you.
out and listening into it. I wanted to get into this as well, especially with you being into the fine arts, because now you're at American University now, so pursuing
Yeah.
your master's.
Yeah. So I am so the other side of my life and my family, my dad's side is all policy advocacy, um, a lot of politics, but more so public service. And I've always known that I wanted to pick up that mantle, if you will, at some point in my life, but never understood when that would happen. Like, I'm an artist. You can't do two things at once. But over the past year, I've done just a lot of like soul searching of what gives me intention, like intentionality through music, but with music, so that I'm not like sitting here like, oh, I'm not going to be happy until I make it. Like, you're going to end up depressed, crashed out, hating your life. Like, I don't want to do, I want music to be, it's a job, it's a journey, it's a career. I work very hard and it's not easy, but what also brings me like excitement, and I wanted to understand how I could be an advocate in education, for arts education, because arts education is usually a luxury, especially for children from marginalized backgrounds. Like, a lot of the time parents don't have the capabilities to choose between groceries and after school programming. And I don't think that that should be a choice. I think that children should have access to arts education, not for a career, but for emotional well-being, therapeutic reasons of what theater and the arts did for me as a child. And it's important to me to be a part of that conversation. And to do that, I got to go get smarter. I have to understand the education system at bay. I have to know what I'm walking into. And boy, is it yeah, I'm learning a lot, and it's sad, but this is why I'm wanting to be a part of this, to end systemic racism in arts education. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a difficult time now. We know what's going on out here. It's
Woo. Yes, we do. It's
yeah,
mm-hmm.
it's we're definitely in a bad era just for everything right now, and it seems as
Yes.
though ignorance is the trend now, and just you look at everything, everything is like the upside down, pretty much.
Yes. Yes. It's hard because as an artist, you I don't want to say you don't want to be too vocal, because I don't give a shit about that. Like, I'm always gonna speak my mind about what's right and wrong. I don't care. But um, you know, it's more important now for us, come in all backgrounds. It's more so a conversation of good versus evil. This isn't Republican versus Democrat. This is like ethics
Yeah, I agree.
versus non-ethics. So it's important for all of us in all of our specific sectors to become as educated as possible, because it's power in education. It's power in being smart. You know what I mean? So that's where I am with that.
I agree 100%, and this is what you're going to be working towards. So when do you graduate now with the masters? How much longer?
So I actually just finished my first semester. I will graduate. I'll be done in December of 2026. I graduate spring of 2027. But luckily, unlike with law or medicine, I can essentially practice policy already. So I just finished crafting a pretty lofty recommendation for the state, DC, for pay incentives for arts educators. So I will continue to refine that, and hopefully be able to introduce it to legislators and policymakers within the next couple months. So
Wow.
yeah, so hopefully I can just keep, I'm learning. I don't want to just step in front of something that I'm not ready for. So I want to become as smart as possible. But yeah, hopefully I can make a difference while I'm in school as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and we need more people besides Gavin Newsom to start doing something.
Yeah, oh my God, I could go on for hours, man. I could just chat the hell away. But yes, oh, God willing, I can make the difference that I think I can.
Definitely, we need more people like you for sure, especially
Mm.
during these times. So, how did you really get connected with DJ Noble? Because he's one of the people that you're linked with
Yeah,
musically.
yeah. So him and I actually, we went to your great interview, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that. Thank you for, I mean, yeah. But Noble and I, we went to Howard together. And we actually didn't really know each other in school, but we connected post grad and worked together a little bit in 2020. I was in a completely different space, and then I had some I had some changes in um whom I was working with at a point, and we just started talking about it, and one thing led to another. I ended up just coming to DC. I was living in Atlanta at the time, and we just started working together. He's awesome. He's a brother to me. Him and chinoo.xo are they're so brilliant. They inspired me. They've helped me craft, like they've helped me take this seed and make it into a tree in a garden. And team is so important. I will never stop advocating for team and people who understand what you're trying to do. But they've made me better inherently, a better recording artist, a better writer. So it's been super important for me to have this rock and alternative sound come from a team that is black. You know what I mean? Like you look at their page, you're like, okay, maybe they do hip hop. That's how people think, and it's like, no, they do it all, and that's really important to me, to showcase all of us in such a wide range, if you will.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious because you're taking this unique path. Who are some people you do want to collaborate with musically?
Ooh, I would say the other artists in this lane that I'm looking up to right now. So Willow Smith is like, oh my gosh, she's incredible. Willow Smith, Infinity Song, I really love. I love how they approach music. It gives very much Beatle vibes, but they're so um multifaceted as well. I believe they're also from Detroit. So God willing one day. Who else? Buddy Red.
Mm.
He's T.I.'s son, but his sound is so freaking out of this pocket. His music is amazing, and I have a record on my project that dips into this psychedelic space, and he brilliantly does that. And that would be so cool to either open for him or work with him in the near future. So that's just to name a few. I'm sure there's some that I'm missing. God willing, you know what I mean? You never know if Beyonce does like how crazy would that be? I could get on Act 3 or anything like that. But I'm more so excited to keep learning with people around me and thinking whatever is supposed to happen will happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm. No, it will. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the 20s because 20s is such an important age. It's really
Yeah.
like an important decade for when you're, especially when you're creative. So what should you be focusing on when you're in your 20s? What should, from your lens, what should be your 20s?
Um, oh man. Okay, so this is a great question because I'm turning 30 this year in November, and for so long, like everybody has made the 30s seem like you're turning 100. And I don't understand why 30s, especially in the music industry, has always been like this like, holy moly, you're so old. Like and honestly, for me, if I were to have received any type of notoriety or success in my music in my 20s, I would have fucking ruined it all. Like there's no way I'm like would have been able to handle anything. So I'm grateful to be at the age I'm at. I feel confident. I feel the most clear, and I'm secure with myself that I've ever felt. So I would say in your 20s, I don't want to be like a parent and be like, stay away from boys, don't date. But make sure that you understand when it comes to relationships what those relationships represent. Like, don't think that every person you come in contact with is supposed to be your husband. Like, date, enjoy life safely, but date and have friends and pour into your friendships. I think that so much of your 20s you're thinking you're supposed to just find a man and be with a man and all that bullshit, but pour into your girlfriends and your friends and your brothers, and focus on your relationship with God. God is everything to me. And I would just say focus on the things that are like that bring intention to your life. Like read more, explore more. Don't just make it about like I gotta rush to get some shit together, because that's like 20s is so young. Like we're kids at the end of the day. So I would just say just focus on yourself and be intentional with what you do, and know that any mistake that you make in your 20s, it's not going to ruin your life. There's second chances, there's third chance. You can become better, you can grow, you can learn, you can evolve, you can grow your hair back. I shaved my damn head off. I shaved all my hair in my 20s. I went through some shit, but hair grows back. You grow up, and don't be scared. So that's like, I guess, a little blurb.
Hmm. You mentioned something earlier before I wanted to touch on because I can relate to it as well, where you're not going to be happy until you officially make it. So, what's your definition of making it, and what do you do in between to stay happy? Because it's hard when you have those long-term goals of I'm not going to be happy until I really make it.
Yeah. Um, that's a great question. I think making it looks different for everybody. So for me, like I'm not chasing fame. Fame is not something I think about. I know that it's something that inherently comes with notoriety. So
Hmm.
I don't think anything of it. I'm not sure what to think of it. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not excited to be famous. I actually, quite frankly, don't like to be around a lot of people and things like that. So I think when I say make it, I would imagine being able to sell, a couple hundred tickets like that, being able to not just radio play or like streams, but fans, people that care and anticipate my music. You know what I mean? That's making it. Um, respect from the people that I look up to in the music industry and artists. I wouldn't even say music industry. Respect and you don't strive for validation, but that would be how cool would it be to people you look up to love what you do. And of course, being able to really truly like take care of my team, have a team, you know what I mean, and um be able to fund what it is I need to fund with ease. I'll say that, and I'll leave that there. But as far as being happy, what makes me happy? Um, this past year of going back to school has made me really happy, and being a part of a bigger conversation outside of myself. I think decentering what I need and how I want to be successful, and me. I think decentering myself and making space to create lanes for others and do for others has made me happy. So that helps a lot too.
Hmm. No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's really
Yeah.
important because a lot of people are struggling with that because a lot of times, especially now
Yeah.
with social media, it makes things worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does. And you have to kind of like, because I've posted on Instagram, fucking had $3 to my name, but I look good. And there might be somebody that looks at my picture like, damn, she looks like she's got it all together. It's like, no, girl. You know what I mean? Like we all trying to get it out here. You don't post that in your caption and shit, but social media can be tricky. So you have to make sure that you have like cutoffs with it, and you can be able to tell yourself like, hey girl, like it's not that it isn't real. There are people succeeding out here, but you have to train yourself to understand that not only is my time coming, it doesn't make any sense for me to sit on the internet and be envious of anybody else. Like for what? You're gonna waste your time. You know what I mean? So that's that.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
mental gymnastics, pretty much.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is for sure. For
Hmm.
sure. Yeah.
You also have a newer single I checked out, "See You Soon." So what's this is going to be on the
Yeah.
new EP as well?
Yeah. So see you soon is one of those records that I feel like I've been building up to Catch Me If You Can. Like I've released Hunt and Late to the Party and See You Soon in this more in this soft rock, pop rock space. And um with the project there's stronger rock sounds for sure. And not that you need to build anybody up, but we've been just evolving it to that place. See You Soon was so much fun. It's such a like a loving record. It's actually the first love song I've ever written.
Mhm.
Because I'm in love for the first time within a very healthy relationship. But See You Soon was super fun to write to. I will say that for sure.
Fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need songs like that. It's everything right now. I constantly say I'm not going to give too much. I'm tired of really giving it attention about the dating space now. It's a
Oh my
completely,
gosh.
it's the
Yeah.
gates of hell pretty much.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's good luck to everyone. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no more, it's no more exclusiveness. It's all body counts and all,
I'm
we see it
saying,
all the time.
what can you do for me? You know,
Yeah.
how would you look? It's a very selfish place, and I think dating can be fun. I think being single can be a good time. Um, but I think a lot of people need to stop trying to think that a relationship will give them inner peace. I
Mm.
think inner peace comes inside. I think you cannot expect a man or woman to come in your life and make you happy. Because then, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think people just gotta, a lot of people have it right, but a lot of us gotta change our mind frames of like what dating is. Because if you go into dating and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go get coffee, I'm gonna just see what this guy's about. I've never dated somebody that likes anime. Who, let me go to an anime movie with him or something. Just like keeping it, you know what I'm saying? Then we could, then single life could be fun, but I feel like that shit has inherently made the club boring because everyone's in there for a transactional reason. Like, you know what I mean? No one's in there just to fucking have fun, and that's just made. I could go on for hours about that, but yes,
Another thing that social media has ruined, but yeah, it's a whole other show that you really get
yeah,
into and talk about.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure,
So get into these because you just had some performances recently you mentioned. So what are some of these
yeah,
performances that you've been able to
yeah.
participate at?
So I performed here in New York. This place called Bar Frida and this place called The Bitter End, and it's important for me to I feel like as a new artist, you kind of have two ways of looking at it. You can kind of be like, I'm gonna try to get on every publication that can slap a name on my artistry or can get me a bunch of views and I could get it like that. Or I can get in people's faces and be performing and creating a fan base. I could be in these bars in these smaller venues like the Bitter End, Lady Gaga performed there. It to truly build a fan base and to get people to care about what you're saying and who you are, you have to build that. Like you got to go do the work. You got to go perform and not prove but show people who you are, and that makes people like truly become fans of your music, is you know what I mean? So I decided to just come here for 2 weeks and perform as much as I can. Like my drummer hit me up the other night with the Bitter End. He's like, hey, I've got a full show. Come do a few records. I just got on the train by myself, went to Manhattan from Queens, and I performed and killed it. Like gained like 40 followers of people who just were like, this shit is amazing. You know what I mean? Like that intimate conversational work of what artistry is about. Like I feel like I could get on a like a publication, which will be awesome when it comes, but I could get on one. I'm a smaller artist for now. And yeah, I have this name behind me, but no one knows me. That doesn't translate into people who can't give a fuck about what I'm doing. I don't know if I can cuss here.
You
Sorry.
can, yeah.
Okay, but yeah. So those are the shows. They were so awesome. They were so fun. Oh my gosh.
And
They
that's
were.
how it used to be for especially
That's
for artists making it that you had to go to these shows. It's kind of like a quote that I read from Denzel Washington the other day. He was like,
yeah.
you actually had to be good back in the day to make it anywhere. And that's the thing now. It's
Yes.
all about how many followers you have.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, followers are great, but the internet can only translate so much into real life.
Hmm.
And I'd rather slowly build from real life and translate into followers than get a bunch of followers because I'm cute and I have aesthetically pleasing whatever the hell. And then I can't sell no tickets. I can't get no people to come out. That don't make sense. What am I doing this for? If I wanted to be famous, I would just like I would just be famous. You know what I'm saying? But to truly to build where I'm trying to build longevity wise, I know that I have to go feet to pavement and I need to get my ass out there. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
How is it as far as experimenting with holiday songs? I saw you did a Santa Baby cover. So
Yeah. Oh
is
my
that
God.
something that
I
you're trying to do some more
I
of, or?
wish they could take that shit off my DSP. um, okay, you have to respect your old work. So okay, I'll say this. I think that was great and I'm glad that I did it. I think it'll be great eventually for like sync in film and television. It doesn't represent where I am anymore in any capacity, but I'm, you gotta do shit and learn and see what works. So hopefully I could sell it. And there's a movie that wants something sensual, like a sensual Christmas song. I don't know, and I can
Yeah.
get it off my DSP. It's so embarrassing. It's like a baby picture. Like you want that shit gone, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. So when is it kind of like the date for this upcoming EP? Do you have like a date when you're gonna drop it? Because
Yeah,
fall's almost here, kind of
yeah, I know.
crazy.
We're shooting for like right at the end of October.
Hmm.
And we're in a really great spot. I just spent like about a week in Atlanta with one of the head producers, chinoo.xo, who's brilliant. And he's not only producing half of it, but also mixing and mastering it. And he's just a genius and he knows how to work extremely efficiently. So we're close. So I just want to make sure everything sounds, I don't want to rush anything, but I also don't want to overthink anything as well. So towards the end of October.
Towards the end, yeah, that's gonna be fire. You mentioned
Yeah.
before too about this drummer that brought you out to New York to do some shows. So how did you really form a band that you could really play with?
The internet, like,
Yeah.
so I booked my shows out here, but I needed a drummer, and I literally got on TikTok and I put New York City drummer in the search bar and just went through videos and like found someone. He wasn't available, but he had someone available, and we met up. We rehearsed one time, and he really appreciated the sound, and he played incredible. His name is Mike. Um, yeah, and that's how you build community in this industry. Is like, hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I got, you know what I'm saying. So that was awesome. I appreciate him so much.
Yeah, no, that's interesting to learn about. And are you planning a tour ready for the EP?
So I think what I'm gonna do is either have a show in November here in New York, or next like starting at the top of the year, probably go on a tour for about a month or two.
Hmm.
And again, continue to get in people's faces and spread the sound.
Yeah,
You know,
I could tell that you're ready to take. So where do you want to travel to that and go on tours or anywhere you've thought of?
yeah, I really want to go to London. I've never been to Europe before, so I really want to go to London. My music does really well over there, so um, London, definitely Europe for sure. I would say Europe and New York. I've performed in LA as well. I think the crowds in LA are awesome,
Hmm.
but I really love the connection in the indie scene in New York. And God willing, I can open for some dope artists in this genre as well. So that's also an idea. If I could open as well or in replacement, I'm open for that.
Yeah, because when I checked out your music, it kind of reminded me when I was younger, when you had like the TRL days and things like that. It's so different like, from what we
Thank
usually
you.
get now, where the music
Yeah.
was more organic back then. Everything was kind of grouped into one, where now everything is two apart and it doesn't sound as good as it used to with the
Right.
newer stuff that we get, especially on the radio.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's a great
Yeah,
compliment. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
what we need. So how about label deals? Is that something that you're looking for? You're independent right now. You got your own label as far as
Yeah.
independent, but do you want a big record deal? Is that something that you're striving for? Or
I think that I want to have certain conversations when I have something to negotiate. I think that I want to sit at certain tables when I can leverage my career. And I don't think that me trying to be just a part of something for the fuck of it does anyone well, you know what I mean? And as well as being artistic as hell in this business, you have to also have to be logical. And I don't have anything to leverage right now. I'm building, I'm doing great. My music's amazing, but amazing music doesn't isn't enough. You know what I mean? If I have something behind me, I want it to make sense and be smart, if you will. So again, I'm not chasing anything for like instant, like, you know what I mean? I understand the climate of music nowadays. You gotta kind of build your own shit, you know. So that's where I am currently.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it. That's how
Yeah.
it is. It's just we basically have to go through these obstacles of social media and to
Yeah.
get to the places where we want to be now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So you gotta build your own. It's not about just being talented. So I'm willing to do the work. If I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be doing this shit. It's not easy at all.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's difficult, especially because
Mhm.
everyone's going for the fame now and everyone's trying to be an artist. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Why do y'all want, like, if it's not a dire desire in your heart, you could just be famous doing something else. Like, why would you even want to, like, I love what I do, but damn, like, it's 5%, like, you're on stage. The rest of the shit is a lot of work, a lot of
Mhm.
work. And I think there's a lot of hardworking artists out here, but there's a lot of people that I think don't understand that it is hard work, that you could just be aesthetically pleasing, or you could just get internet followers, and that, like I said, will translate in it. I don't think it will.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, you definitely see that a lot on social
Mhm.
media just from looking. So, what are some other things that you have interest in? I know we talked about the politics side of things and policies and
Yeah.
things that you're doing with your masters. So, what are
Yeah.
some other interests that you have that you want to get involved with?
Um, I think policy is really has a lot of attention for me. I will say that nothing has dropped. Like, my career as an artist is just as important as what I will do as a policymaker and advocacy, as an advocate. I would say other things I'm interested in. I don't know, just like inner peace and happiness, and making sure that I'm interested in making sure that I don't let life pass me by,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. I'm interested in, like, becoming a better person and making memories with my family and my loved ones. That's also really, like, important to me. Who knows, having kids one day and having a family and things like that. But for now, those are my only interests. I feel like if I add anything else on, I'm gonna lose my mind. So this is good for now.
Got a lot on your plate already, so
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, what
Yeah.
are you going to be dropping a single before the EP, or you're just gonna?
So this was the single "Catch Me If You Can."
Mhm.
This was a single. I have a music video coming out for it. It's incredible. It's shot by Cade Films out here in New York. So that'll be coming out soon. So pushing that until the project comes out itself, and then it will have some of the singles I've released, as well as, like, a ton of new music. So just building until then.
Mhm.
Truly, yeah.
How about a live album? Because I feel as though with "Marry Me Tonight," it kind of gave us a
Wait,
little
you
bit
said
of a.
a live album?
Yeah, have you thought about doing a live album since you have a band?
That's so interesting. I love that idea. I think that, like, because even Acid Rain, the song I'm so excited about, has a whole other version that it was started as. It evolved to where it is. So I'd be open to a live album. I like how "Marry Me" sounds like we
Hmm.
recorded it in that place, but I'd be super open to that. I think that'd be awesome. I think releasing many versions of your music, I think, is probably, like, a good idea. So I've heard.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely works out.
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
see. Actually, we'll see. We gotta get some engine behind us, but we'll see.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
yeah. So, Blair, is there anything else you want to let your fans know? Anything else that we didn't cover here tonight?
Um. No, I just want to say, like, I'm super grateful for this interview. Thank you for taking the time to read a little bit about me and ask me such great questions and give me a chance to just chat and stuff. I would just say, to it's so even weird saying fans, because I'm like, me, but
Yeah.
I would just say, like, stream and enjoy "Catch Me If You Can." Like, not even like go give me money, but, like, go enjoy it. It's really fun. It's a fun track. I want people to be excited for the visual. Myself and my team, we put a lot of energy into what we're creating. So if you are supporting me, just know you're supporting somebody that works hard and cares about what she's releasing, not just for streams and to ride a wave, but she cares. So my energy hopefully will transmit to others, hopefully.
Yeah, and you could tell by the music. All you gotta do is check that out.
Yeah, just check it out, and stay along for the ride. I'm certainly nowhere near being done. I'm just getting started. So if you're interested in watching a Black woman in alternative and rock grow, then come on, like,
Yeah,
just come along for the ride.
yeah, that's real, and you're doing it in your own way. There was something else I read on your website, amplifying Black voices. Is this an EP
Yeah.
that we're getting as well?
No, so I have that kind of right there because that was like the title of that breakdown of my
Okay.
EPK, amplifying Black voices. Yeah, because uh, maybe 99% of my team are all of color.
Mhm.
So that's what I meant by that. Yeah, but
Okay.
I like that title though. You maybe give me an idea. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Blair,
Yeah,
let them know where they could follow you on Instagram, X, all the
yeah,
platforms, and your website too.
yeah. So you guys can find me Blair CB Blair C and B um on Spotify. I'm not too big yet to where you can just type in Blair, but if you type in Blair Cunt or Catch Me If You Can, then I come up. One day it'll be just Blair. Um, you can find me on TikTok, Blair CB. I feel like I'm more human on TikTok, and I'm far more like the wall isn't really there on TikTok. Instagram, and it's just like you got to be too put together on that shit, but it's fine. So TikTok, everything's Blair CB, and yeah, that website, that's my EPK, so I use it like business
Okay.
wise. But yeah, I actually will have a site for my fans once this project releases. So look out for it in the end of October.
Yeah, for a Halloween gift.
Yeah, for Halloween or it's my birthday's right in the middle of November, so it's kind of like maybe a birthday gift.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
We'll be
Amen.
looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Blair. I had a great
Thank
time speaking
you.
with you, and
Thank
thank you to
you.
Al Nice too.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's awesome. He's a nice. I just saw him in Atlanta, so he's a super cool person.
Yeah, he is. He cares about a lot of artists and
He
getting them to
does.
the next step.
He does. No, for
Yeah.
sure. He definitely does. And I'm in Georgette, Georgette Young, she's amazing. She also connected me with you, G Smith Media. She's she's a wreckin'. She's awesome. She's so intelligent. She's super creative, so creative. We co-wrote a record together, her and chinoo.xo, and her thoughts and her ideas are so profound. But she's also just such a boss in the management behind the scenes arena as well. So shout out to her as well.
Shout out to her for sure. Yeah, and
Mhm.
Blair, you're always welcome back on the show anytime that
Thank
you have anything you
you.
want to promote. I know we did this for the upcoming EP and the new song, but anytime, just
Thank
let me know.
you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. This was so fun. So yeah, we'll keep in contact. It's a pleasure and you're a great interviewer. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. You're a great artist as well. I appreciate it. Everything that
Yeah.
you're doing. It's
Thank
rare.
you
We
so
need
much.
people like you. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon and we'll make it together. We'll make it
Yeah,
together.
absolutely.
Well,
All
thank
right,
you. Have
Blair.
a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.